What's going on, Christian? Welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're back with part X of the Fortnite Lego City series here on channel. And today, for part X, I decided to build the X Mansion from X-Men, which is an idea I had since March. And this is probably one of my favorite builds of the series. Obviously, one of the hard things for me to do in this was trying to get the shape right. As you see, it's kind of a bit crooked on the top here. But even though it's not an entire building section like we normally do, it definitely like delivers. As you can see, we actually almost reached the build limit again, so that's gives you a good sign how much stuff is actually in here. The best way I can describe this build actually is it looks great on the outside, but it's full on like level design on the inside. Like if you look on the top window here, everything on the bottom floor looks so nice because you don't see really any problems unless you go over here. That's when you start seeing the problems, but at the same time, no one's going to really pay attention to it. The second floor and the rest of the floors going forward is kind of the same. So the exterior here, there's not a lot going on. Originally I wanted to add like a little driveway, and I might do this later on that goes like onto this way. And I'm thinking about adding a reference to Wolverine and X-Men, which is an animated series from the early 2000s, and having a reference to like one of the first episodes when Xavier disappears and it's just like a giant crater. But yeah, with that being said, let's just jump right into things. Oh, also, real quick, I just want to point this out. There's like a little reference over here to like one of the Lego Marvel Superheroes like side missions that you can do. Originally, I was planning also adding like a little Sentinel, but since we don't really have any like purple bricks or anything to create it, I decided not to instead of making like a scuffed version. Now, the first room of the X Mansion, as we enter in here, is actually inspired from Lego Marvel Superheroes, the X-Men mesh. Well, I think it's called like Juggernaut and the Juggernauts and something. I think this mission's called. Not the something, but there's something else in there. I think Juggernauts and you get the idea. But this is kind of like based on the first part of the level where you basically go in here and stuff. Of course, it's not totally the same because going up here you have like a little balcony section. There's like roofs over here. But one of the fun parts about this build, for this room specifically, is I want to kind of replicate the idea of a mansion. So I had to like use the roofs of my like roofs right here to kind of make this cool little design going in. And yeah, now something I was thinking about adding and I just didn't get to it was I was thinking about like recreating the little like furniture section over here from like X-Men '97. That was just one of the ideas I had. I just didn't get to it. It's probably something I'm gonna do later on. But speaking of which, we have like a little bookshelf area over here. Of course, you got the fireplace, which is actually part of the level from Lego Marvel Superheroes. That's like right here. And going up here, you also have some bookshelves and stuff, and everything's going on. Of course, this is part of the level is kind of iconic, where the Juggernaut's just like running through here to the other side. Now we'll get to these two sections in a little bit, but over here is Xavier's little like meeting room, his office, where he can actually talk to his students or if anyone has any meetings. So this is probably the closest thing I got to like his wheelchair. So you're gonna see a lot of this around, probably like at least 2 times. So counting this, so that kind of shows you that's his wheelchair. Of course, this is his bedroom back here, and this little storage room over here. Of course, this over here is supposed to represent like the little painting he has of the X-Men, the first class of the X-Men, or you can say this one is. Of course, you can see this rug from the Mos Eisley gallery all over the place because it has the X-Men color scheme on it, which I thought was perfect. But yeah, and also over here, you got a little call back to one of my reviews, which I keep on making reference to in the series. Instead of it being a green fish, though, it is a red fish, kind of making fun of Deadpool, which that's not the only Deadpool reference you're gonna see in the mansion. So yeah, so go over here. We got the little dorm area. So this is just a generic bedroom over here, and then you got and Beast's room over here, Hank McCoy's, which has a lot of tech and potion stuff going on in here since Hank McCoy Beast is a scientist. So you have tons of that going on here. A lot of blue, which kind of goes with his color scheme. And then over here we got like a kind of like a bathroom, as you can see. You got a little shower, which I think they're fixing that functionality to this because it says use, but you can't really use it, which is pretty neat. I also found out you can use like the baths and showers now, which is like the baths at least, which is pretty cool. It's a nice little feature they add. Them give you more life and add roleplay elements to Lego Fortnite. Over here is a bed. This is actually Wolverine's room. So you guys like sunglasses, you got like a lot of cool stuff over here. You got paintings. I used the little book fake here to represent like basically the like photos he might have, and then you got some like bottles over here because we all know like Wolverine goes to that weird bar in Canada, and stuff. And he likes to go to bars, I guess. we all know Wolverine does that. He dresses up as Patch, goes under disguise as Patch, and then just goes to bars and does this thing. Now over here you actually have the bed, which I tried to make this a similar color scheme to the iconic meme where Wolverine's just sitting on the bed looking at a photo. That's what the idea was for this. But yeah, there's like a lot of flower, like cool stuff going on. Obviously you got the X-Men color scheme in here to kind of giving you an idea. With that being said, but yeah, I absolutely love this. It's like one of my favorite things. I like this. Over here you got the little kitchen from the show. This is not the exact design from the show. I just decided to make a kitchen. However, I did want to make it closely to the show as I can. So you got a little like a basketball court, scuffed basketball court outside, kind of referencing the show. They throw this thing, which later on you're gonna see what I call this thing later. But this is just supposed to be a weird ball right here. Okay, this is not the cerebral crap right now. This is not what it's supposed to be yet. This is the closest thing I can get to like the basketball rings, but using the Imperial lights, because we do not really have anything that could represent those unless I made something totally kind of like neat for us, which I might replace later on in a future video, because we're definitely gonna come back here for at least one of the future parts in the series. So I might update that when we get to that. Now, so obviously there's like more bedrooms over here for the students of the school, because obviously Xavier's mansion is also a school. Gotta pick that up because I don't know why in the world there's animals here, but there are. So over here you got more another room for students. Some of the students are actually here, which are pretty cool. It's not like I'm basically just gonna roughly go over the students over stuff over here, which there's not much to it. Now, going here, one of the fun things I wanted to do when I was making this is I wanted to make sure it felt like a actual mansion instead of it just like feeling like a high-tech place. So you're gonna see that a lot going in here. Now, going on this side, I love this side because this is actually the classroom side, and there's actually a particular reference like over here. Now, of course, there's a lot of lockers and stuff, which you're going to see a lot of. However, this room is supposed to be the room with the X-Men cameo from Deadpool 2. Obviously, I tried to recreate the little poster thing or banner they have in the background of the scene, because you can't really see much. Of course, there was a green screen like thing that they did, so you can't really see much in the room. However, this is supposed to represent like the little X-Men thing, and you got little Xavier's like chair that he's sitting on, where he's just looking at Wade through the door. That's kind of what this is supposed to be, and of course, since it's supposed to be a kind of like them playing a celebration thing, a lot of the tables and chairs are just like pushed against the wall, and you got like a bookshelf, so you got like one of the desks for one of the teachers. And this is probably like a Xavier's classroom itself. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like a little fun reference I wanted to add when I was making this, and I think I did very well for what I could do. I absolutely love it. And of course, you see the students are going to your class, which is pretty cool. Of course, there's more lockers. Now, over here, you got like a detention room, as I like to call it. So there's not much in here. The joke idea I had was maybe like Logan is like the detention teacher of this. So he's just over here. Like no one wants to be around Logan, so we're just like forced to be there during detention. Of course, over here, this is like a library for anyone to check out their books too. And of course, this little reading corner for all the young mutants to read books. Of course, you got some other stuff going on here, and like some more books, and of course, there's not much to say. It's a library. It's a library. It's just a lot of bookshelves and stuff, and it's pretty cool. Now, going here, of course, this like looks like a little like sells off, I guess, or a little like a demonstration of things. Like maybe they're showing off their work, or maybe they're selling foods and drinks for a little like fundraiser here at the mansion. You don't know. This is like kind of like a English or like a science class. I like to think of this like an English class room for maybe I don't know who would teach English. Maybe you never know. But I've always been like English has always been one of my favorite subjects at school, so this is probably like what it's supposed to be in my opinion. This is my headcanon. This is like an English classroom, and then when you go over here, this is a history classroom because you got all the flags and stuff, and history is another subject that I actually really like. So you got like a lot of like cool stuff going on in here. I would like to think that Storm would teach this class since she originated like around like Egypt. That's where she's from, if I remember correctly. And of course, this is Hank McCoy's classroom. So he teaches science, which I love science in certain ways. If you don't know, I mention this a lot. I really like the concepts of the multiverse and time travel. So you gotta see a lot of cool science stuff in here. And of course, you got a little laboratory over here where you clean your hands and stuff, and get all the stuff, supplies you need, potions and stuff, and it's pretty cool. I had fun making this. Of course, there's more stuff going on over here, and over here you got another little meeting room for the staff to go to, and a little restroom that, once again, I noticed that you can actually use the bathtub now, which is pretty cool. Of course, you can use the sink as well, which is also new. Like, I love all the like functionality that they're adding, like with Fortnite. Of course, you got, like I said, the staff room. There's not much to say here, but there's a lot of cool stuff that are just like adding around here to make it more alive. And of course, you got the lockers all over the place, and basically where the students would put their stuff. Now, going upstairs, we're actually going towards one of my favorite parts of the build, which is more of an improv thing. So as you know, in the X-Men comic books and anything X-Men, the underground part of the mansion is where normally the X-Men does their stuff, or where they have everything ready. So that's where the Cerebro is, that's where the Danger Room is, that's where everything is, mostly. However, since we can't build underground in Lego Fortnite, I decided to put it on the second floor here. So we're about to transition inside of the Okay, I'm not questioning that. So we're about to go inside the futuristic part of the room. So this is Hank McCoy's lab, or the med bay, as I like to call it, where you have a bunch of stuff going here. This is supposed to be like the kind of like the pinboard from the end of X-Men '97 over here. So you kind of got that going on. And then where basically like Forge is like looking to see any of the mutants that they can recruit for a new X-Men team to hunt down the new X-Men. I'm not going to spoil much. So that's all I'm going to say if you haven't watched the show anymore already, because I definitely recommend it. The show is absolutely amazing, probably one of the best animated series I've watched in a while. Of course, you got like more stuff going on over here, and you got a lot of cool, like, there's a lot of medbed stuff, medbay stuff, which is pretty cool and neat. That's all I can say about that. Now over here is one of my favorite little like rooms that I wanted to add to the build, which was Cerebro. As you know, Charles Xavier uses Cerebro to kind of reach out to the world to find mutants, or just to link up to people to help mentally telepath from like long distances. So this is supposed to be the Cerebro cap right here, and of course you got Charles' wheelchair right here. I didn't want to add too much to the like room, because as you know, in most continuity, the room is very bare. However, I did want to try to get like a kind of neat design in here that kind of mimics the whole like a circular feel of the Cerebro room from the X-Men. So I love it. I love the final result of this. The only thing I don't really like is the roof here, which I'm going to point out so you also get bugged by this. This is also over here, pointing out a bit, and the rest of the sides are not like this. I hope that bothers you as much as it bothers me. So going on the other side here, we got more of the underground part of the expansion. Of course, you got some computers, you got more lockers for the X-Men. So this is the next part of the Danger Room, and it looks like whoever was last in here really likes a certain FNAF franchise. I just said it, didn't I? It looks like they like FNAF, because it looks like the simulation that was set last was a pizzeria with a bunch of weird animatronic things, and yeah, it looks like someone wanted to practice fighting animatronics for some reason. Okay. But overall, I had a lot of fun making this because I wanted to do something kind of unique for the Danger Room. I didn't know I wanted to make like a simulation idea, and I don't know why my mind just went to Freddy Fazbear, because FNAF's one of my favorite video game franchises, so that might be a reason why. So yeah, I added a pizzeria and Fortnite. That's got a mimicking FNAF inside the expansion, which is pretty cool. I love it. Over here is a storage room, which is pretty cool as well. There's not much in here. Just a lot of lockers, a lot of science equipment. And then over here is where we get some more cool references. And this chicken is is annoying me. Who let the chicken inside the mansion? So over here you got like a locker room. So it's kind of based on the. I kind of seen pictures of this like mansion that they made in real life for IMDb, and even though I have not visited there, I kind of saw this like cool thing I wanted to recreate with like the lockers on the side and stuff and this whole thing in the middle. So that's kind of like where the inspiration for that came from. And over here you got little two swords that kind of mimic the Nightcrawler, the swords that Nightcrawler used in the X-Men 97 show. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And of course, you got little photos and stuff and little computers, monitors where they can just do science stuff or try to look down for the missions and stuff. It's pretty cool. Or surveillance system. It could be like a 100%. This could be a surveillance system that you'd be using. But over here is like kind of a fun reference. Kind of evolved like what's supposed to be like one reference and two turn to and never. So this is actually a prison cell for Magneto. The original idea for this is I wanted to recreate the scene from X-Men, the animated series from the original from the 90s, where they lock up Sabretooth during the one episode when I think it was called Warlock. I actually need to double check this, but I'm just say for now it is little like the, you know what I mean, like the guy who can adapt to anything technology wise episode where like they bring Sabretooth in and it turns out to be a trap, and that was the original idea, and then it turned to more of a reference to the X-Men live action movie films where they lock Magneto in here, and the idea I have is like more of like Days of the Future Past where they go visit Magneto who's in like in his little cell, and that was kind of more of the idea I had for this and more where the inspiration came from. So it looks like someone broke Wolverine out, or someone kidnapped Magneto, I mean. So we're gonna find out more when we continue getting through the Lego Fortnite storyline here on the channel. If you guys are interested, I definitely recommend you keep an eye out for that. So over here we've got another meeting room, more specifically for the X-Men team when they're not doing any of the school stuff. And it looks like they're watching Polar Peaks Castle, because if you haven't seen the last video, the Empire has taken over the Ice King's castle, Polar Peak. They took it over it for some unknown reason, and what they believe is there's some type of energy source that the Ice King's been hiding in the kingdoms that he's just never told anyone, and that's a true reason why he was upset when the two kingdoms, he lost control of the two kingdoms because of the Fox clan, and now he lost control of his main kingdom, and now the Empire has a way to collect all three pieces if they try to go to the other two kingdoms. So they have access to one of them, they just need the other three pieces to get the ultimate weapon, and that's basically all I'm going to say for that. But yeah, you kind of see them plotting a way to stop the Ice King, but they're also searching for Magneto, because they do probably need his help to take the Empire down. So of course you got some Empire stuff from the Ice King's kingdom that they were able to snag secretly, and more science equipment. And then over here, this is another funny nod to the Mark with the Mouth, Deadpool. Over here, because Deadpool has his own room in the mansion. And you know what? Like the best way, I was kind of making a joke yesterday about this to myself when I was working on this. The best way I can describe this, Deadpool, if like you ever read the comics, he's like kind of like a unwelcome cat who like you don't want back, but he keeps coming back over and over again. Especially in a run of the X-Men where basically got their new island, because Deadpool wanted to go be on this like mutant island. They just kept on getting him out of there, making sure he doesn't come back, but he keeps on coming back and back. And in this continuity, the X-Men just doesn't care anymore. So they're like, fine, have your own room, but just don't deal with us. Just don't mess with us. And I like to think you can also say it's probably Colossus that brought him back in here, and it's like, hey, just let him stay. So you got like a little llama floaty, you got like a lot of like red stuff, you got like Deadpool, it's like pistol and sword. You got a little bed area going on here, you got a lot of photos and stuff. And it's a little fun little Easter egg. Of course, it's like red lighting instead of the blue that you can actually see that represent like Deadpool's color scheme. Like it was a lot of fun making this. I thought it was like a funny little joke I could add. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm actually pretty happy with this. It looks amazing. But yeah, that's about it for the mansion itself, and I am very proud of it. This whole build in general, like you can tell, a lot of thought went into this. Hopefully you can tell at least. I had a lot of fun adding the Easter eggs, references, all the little things that help make it come to life, and overall I think it did. To me, this is probably one of my favorite parts in the series, because it's not like overly complex. It doesn't mean a whole entire like city location. It is a mansion from one of my favorite comic book teams of all time, and I think that's what matters most. It was something that was fun to make, and I kind of like give you guys an idea. I've been working on this for like about a week, so for the last like probably 4 or 5 days. Probably like 2 to 3 hours a week, sometimes even like 1 hour a day. So like 1 hour a day, 2 to 3 hours sometimes, which is crazy. Which I know like this is in sandbox mode, but it's a lot of work, and it was actually very challenging sometimes, because It's just so much, and I think the work was like the effort was definitely worth it in my opinion, because this is probably one of my favorite parts of like the series, one of my favorite builds, and yeah, overall I had a blast making this. Overall, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you guys did, please consider leaving a like, and if you're new, please consider subscribing for more content like this. If you have any ideas what you'd like to see next time, please let me know, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see y'all next time, and I also hope you all have a spectacular day, and yeah, peace out everyone.